Hey guys, what is up here? Jenna Cantor coming on to NYC Musical Theater Performers, coming on with Saycon Sengbloh in a second. We're figuring out the technical difficulties. Oh yeah! Speaking of, totally just was geeking out and watching performances of Saycon right before coming on here. And God, she's so talented. You just can't. I love a great talent. Say hey, hello. If you come on here, Saycon, if that's you, say hello. And then also you can add yourself in case for some reason it's not letting you come on through the invite that I sent you. It can be weird. Oh, I just got a thing where I think it's working.
Yeah, because hi guys.
Yay!
Woo, let me turn my volume down. I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
say I'm gonna say goodbye. I had my IG crowd on here, but because we're doing this one with the earphones, they won't be able to hear you. So, all
Gotcha.
right,
That's
guys,
okay.
we'll upload the audio and make it a podcast later. Don't forget to tune in to Saycon Talks, and you can find me everywhere. Bye, guys.
This is so cool. You know what? We can do a double introduction.
Yes.
All right. So
Hi. Thanks. I'm so glad it worked.
me too. Okay. So hello. I am
Hello.
Jenna Cantor, and I am with the Farts Podcast, Performers
Oh
Happiness
my
in the
God.
Arts Podcast. Whoop whoop. And
Woo woo.
and we're doing a double podcast. Saycon, what is your podcast?
My podcast is called Saycon Talks, and I'm an actress, a singer. It's a lifestyle podcast. It's the musings of a not very famous but very exciting actress here in New York.
Oh, are you kidding? You're so famous in my eyes. Okay. I have to tell
And
everyone
I always
how
have my cup of tea, you guys.
I love it. I love it. You guys, you have no idea. So my friend told me a bit ago, she said, you need to start following Saycon. And so I did. And I was like, oh, I'm obsessed. And you do so much. Broadway, award nominations. You're on a TV show. TV
Mhm.
shows, plural. It's plural. Uh, so you're very humble. I was blown away and talking to some mentors of mine when I told them that I got you to not only contact me back via Instagram, but she gave me her phone number to call her. And I
Of
acted very
course.
calm. I acted calm, though I was leaping. I was
Oh, that's so
leaping.
sweet of you. So sweet. I was already kind of thinking about that topic, and I was looking at the hashtag, and I found you through the hashtag. I liked something that you posted in the vein of about typecasting or about, I don't acting or something. I don't know. I was like, oh, I like that. And I guess also that same day, so you reached out. So I appreciate it. I'm really glad you reached out.
Yeah, this is perfect. So, for those who do not know what we're discussing or haven't read it above, we're going to be talking about audition rejection. And this is
Ooh.
such a cool topic. I know
Yes.
exactly.
Mm.
And especially coming from you, because honestly, I just see the outside, the above the water phase of all your success in Instagram and Facebook and TV. And I don't know about the underground struggles that you've had, which
Yeah.
we all experience.
Well, that's what
So,
they say. Social media is just your highlight reel.
oh, yeah.
Nobody posts oh my God, this terrible stuff happened today. Nobody posts that stuff. Well, people do post it, but majority of us, we post the good stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's true. It's true. I
Hmm.
was wondering what kind of rejection has really led you to really want to speak out about it initially on Instagram?
Well, for me, one thing I was noticing was talking amongst my friends who are actors, performers, singers, songwriters, you know, people focused on just performing arts, period. I noticed sometimes there can be a sort of self-defeating attitude that happens immediately. Before you even have a chance to audition for something, you're already thinking like, what if I don't get it? What if it doesn't come through? And I was
Guilty.
just like, yeah, you know what I mean? I was just like, man, like I I wanted to share a little bit of what keeps me positive in the midst of so much rejection, because 90% of the stuff I audition for, I don't get. Like, people see me post the stuff that I get, but I audition all the time and don't get the role. All the time.
You're
Like,
like, I remember that one. I remember that one. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Rejection, rejection.
and then I watch it on TV and I'm like, I know the lines and everything because You know what I mean? Like, I know every pilot that comes out, I'm like, oh, I read that script. I remember, and people and your friends, everybody's watching TV. They're like, oh, did you see that new show? And you're like, I auditioned for it. You know what I mean? Like, I know that story. I know that story. So yeah, I just wanted to speak on how to sort of maintain yourself and keep a positive attitude, but not a fake positive attitude, like a real, like to really understand how you can keep a positive attitude just based off of numbers, based off of how things work, so that you don't take everything so personally. We take things so personally as artists.
It's
we
hard.
we're
I would
sensitive.
I would love for you to go into more details on differentiating between a fake positive attitude and a real positive attitude, because I think there's some meat and potatoes there we don't want to miss.
For sure. One thing I'll say, now don't get me wrong, a lot of times I will say fake it till you make it, because sometimes you can trick your body into feeling a certain way. You can
Yeah.
definitely trick yourself into feeling something. But I just mean, like, really finding the place in you that is okay whether you get this role or not. Finding that place. There's a place sometimes where we're saying to ourselves, oh, I don't care. I don't care. But really, we really, really care. There are always going to be those projects that you're like, oh my God, I got to be in this part. I got to be a part of this. I'm perfect for this. I want it so bad. And then there are parts that you're like, I really like this. And then there are parts that you're like, I don't know if I'm right for this or not, but my ego says I better book it. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right, right,
there's so
right.
many different, as far as like performing and auditioning, there's so many different versions of things that come along and come around. So I just mean, like, if you like really find the place in you that knows that this is just one audition. Like, there are so many other auditions. That's the thing. If you only want to go in for one audition one time, then don't bother. I'll say the first show that I got my equity card on was the national tour of Rent 120 years ago.
Yes. You guys, by the way, it's her birthday, 120th birthday today. So definitely
120th birthday.
wish her a happy birthday down below.
My birthday is coming actually later on this month. But no, my first show I got my equity card on was the national tour of Rent. And I auditioned for Rent like 7 times over the course of like a year and a half. Like, every time I go in, they'd be like, "Thank you," and I'd leave.
Did you get through the famous long callback process that they did, or was it only until the seventh time?
The seventh time, the sixth time was the time that actually they said, "Hey, we want you to fly to New York. We want to see you again." The other times I auditioned, they were like open call. They had this open call. I used to live in Atlanta. I grew up in Atlanta. So they had this big open call. I went to the open call. One of my good friends told me about it. Bunch of us, we all were going down there to audition. And I got a call back that day and then didn't hear back again for a few months. A few months later, they said, "Hey, we're back in Atlanta again. We'd love to see you again." I went in again. And I will never forget, my mother told me to always show up looking good, being positive. Just always show up and do well. Don't come in with an attitude like, "What did you not see the last time?" You know what I mean? Like, no, like, there's a lot of things working at hand. It's not just about whether you were good enough. It's like they may have a person who needs to play opposite you, whose contract is ending at a certain time, and the person who's playing the part that you're playing, there's so many different factors. There's height, there's contract lengths, there's all kinds of factors that weigh in that sort of feed whether or not the people might love you, but then on some, I'm talking about another show, not Rent, but on some show the people might love you, but then one of the producers will be like, "Yeah, but I want my granddaughter to play that part." And then now you like, "I don't look like your granddaughter." You're like, "I don't care, my granddaughter's playing that part." And now you got pushed out of a part because somebody's granddaughter is playing the part now. You know what I mean? Like, I always say there's a lot of ways to get invited to the party. Sometimes you're throwing the party. Sometimes you snuck into the party. Sometimes you got a personal invite to the party. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot
Yeah,
of ways
yeah.
that people, so you're going in the room with people who got invited to the party a lot of different ways. So all your talent and hard work might get pushed out the window if some nepotism is flowing that day. You know what I mean? And you have to just let it go. There's more things. There's more shows. There's more opportunities.
Yes, let it go. And I would like to give a shout
Let
out
it
to the
go.
Frozen musical Disney. Yes, definitely. This is sponsored by Frozen and on her
Yes.
birthday, 120th birthday. So yes. Happy birthday, Saycon. I want to pause and say hi to people that have been popping on here.
Hi.
Nate Sawyer popped on. I don't know if you're going to see this. Nate Sawyer popped on. He said he loves loves the idea of a real positive attitude versus a fake one. We have Nate. We have John DeBono, Sam Strum. Oh, he's great. He works with performers with their finances. Great human being. Chris Swan, Lindsay
Yes.
Skews, Travis Kendrick. All right, I'm losing count. Okay, there's a lot of great people on here.
Shout out to everybody, and shout out to any of the people who came from my page to come and check it out as well. Because I tried to post it. I hope they saw it. I hope they, I don't know. We working with this technology, you know. So shout out to everybody.
Science and technology. I feel like that was something from the 80s. I'm not really sure.
Girl, I don't know. I'm so terrible at musicals. I only know musicals that I've been in. I'm terrible. I'm like, for
Hey,
me to be a musical theater person, like, I'm terrible.
yeah, but you have been in great things. Okay, so
I think I was really born at the right time because the type of voice that I have, I feel like it's like a pop R&B voice. It's not necessarily musical theater voice, but
well, there are some things definitely changing a lot more. If anybody has seen
I
this,
mean,
anybody
Rent
seen?
was one of those things. Like
Oh
being a
yeah,
part of that vocally was something that is sat in my vocal tone that I was able to get, which is why I believed in myself enough to keep auditioning and face the rejection up until the very last audition in New York, sleeping on my friend's couch. Finally found out I got the part.
nice.
Everything lined up. It doesn't line up perfectly immediately every time.
Well, I mean, think about there's this new viral video today, and it may sway away over time. But right now at the Paramount Theater in LA, they are doing Little Shop of
13.
Horrors, and they were doing
Yes.
Suddenly Seymour. And think about the girl who was playing the girl who was singing Suddenly Seymour in that. How many rejections she went through
Oh wow. Wait,
because
wait,
her whole life. So
is
this
this
was
the
on the
one? Somebody sent
the
this
late
to me
late
today.
show. You guys, if you are listening and you have not seen this video, it was on the
Wait,
late
is
late
this the one
show.
with MJ? MJ
Yes.
Rodriguez? Yes, I love MJ.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but think
MJ is a
about
perfect example.
think about
Yes.
how long rejections and you're talking about
And
timing.
it's now it's her time.
Now it's her time. And
It's her time.
I watched that
I see
several
it right
times.
here. MJ,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
my friend Charles, shout out to Charles Browning. My friend Charles sent it to me earlier today, but I wasn't able to watch it then. So I'm gonna watch it later. Shout out, what's
Oh
up,
yeah. Oh, make
MJ?
sure you have the Kleenex as
I
you
love
watch it. It's
MJ.
so moving, but
Oh,
definitely a lot of rejections and talk about perseverance there for
absolutely.
for MJ for sure. All right. So for you, after you did your whole experience with doing the tour for
A
Rents,
tour, yeah. I
was it
mean,
just you get your next gig just like that,
no,
or did you?
I was let go. My my contract. There's more rejection.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I did a 1 year contract, and at the end of the contract I was tired. I was burned out. I was tired. I was fried, my voice, my knees. I wanted to go home so bad, but it was the first time I'd ever made that kind of paycheck ever in my life. And I was like, if they offer me another contract, I'm going to do it. And then they were like, we're going to be going in another direction.
Oh.
And I was like, y'all don't want me to play Mimi no more? And they was like, we think you're so wonderful. I was like, I put my face back on. And then I went home and I was like, woo, thank you, God. I was so tired and so ready to go home. That was another example of rejection that was needed. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you need people to cut it off because otherwise you'll stay in a situation that's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I came home. I went home to Atlanta. I rested. I worked on paying off my student loans. Like I tried to focus on organizing my life and got my first apartment because I had been in college before. And then I was auditioning again and auditioned again. Later, I went in for the show Aida. And maybe like 3 or 4 auditions for that one. Um, you know, I will say I learned something new every single time I learned how to do my makeup better. I learned how to dress a little better. I learned how to organize my sheet music better. You know, like different little things. Like if you see the pianist like trying to bend your thing, like I learned, oh, it's not good to have a crisp new book to like bend your book, break your book up, or print your sheets and put them in a flat layout, you know, with the plastic, or put them on the iPad. Some people like iPads, some people don't. Like I learned how to streamline my audition process. So every time I got rejected, I would kind of go back and review like, what did I do wrong? Or like, you know, like, because the thing is, you living in New York, you riding the subway, you going through everybody. So we talking about social media. Everybody online just sees you like, right? They think everything's like, but they don't know. Like I got caught in a rainstorm today. After I left, I had a meeting at 2:30. Got caught in a rainstorm. I'm just hovering under this thing with this lady. We're both like, then other bunch of people like they see where we're hiding and they all crashing. Now, if you go in, you get to an audition, you're soggy wet, you're dripping. You can't go in there like, I just had the worst afternoon, because guess what? They don't care.
Yeah.
They do not care. So you walk in, you literally have to, you're just going in there for the 10 minutes that they need to see you act or see you sing or see you dance or whatever it is that you're presenting. You have to go in there, hi everybody, act like, oh, I got caught in the rain, but look at how conditioned my curls are.
Right,
You're
right.
you're ready to hit it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's another version of, like I say, a good fake. I wouldn't call that faking. You just have to like hold it together for the 15 minutes it takes to do your song, do your part, do your dance, whatever. You know, you can't necessarily take all of the stuff that you have with you, all your life stuff. You can't take it in the room. You cannot take it in the room. They ask you, how you doing? And you're really like, I literally just got rained on and I think every book in my bag is ruined or whatever. Like, you're like, oh, I'm fine. Oh, got caught in the rain, but it's all good. You ready? You want to sing first or act first? Like, you just,
Right.
you breeze over that stuff. And then when you get out of the room, you call your best friend and you like, girl, I got caught in the rain. Oh my God. Like, you save all that for your friends. Don't give that to the casting director, because they don't care.
They don't want to hear it. They're stuck in
Don't
that
want to
room
hear
all
it.
day.
They're stuck in a
Yeah.
room. You're like talking about, oh, I was leaving Chipotle, and they're like, Chipotle? They ready for lunch. They sitting stuck in a room all day, and you talking about I got caught in the rain, but they think about, man, you had a burrito? I'm hungry. You know what I mean? There's always a brighter side. So
That's true. That's so true.
mm-hmm.
For your journey to getting your first Broadway show, do you
Yeah.
think your journey was easier than others, or do you think it was the same, or do you think it was harder, and why?
You know, I think everybody's journey is different. Because I did 2 tours before I actually performed on Broadway. When I did Rent, I learned the show on Broadway, and then they promptly shipped me out to the tour. So I rehearsed there, but I didn't, by the time I actually was on Broadway, I had done 2 tours. I went to a performing arts high school. I was a part of the Freddie Hendrix Youth Ensemble of Atlanta, so I was constantly performing as a kid. And at the time when I was a kid, Kenny Leon, who's over True Colors Theater now, he started True Colors Theater. He was the artistic director of the Alliance Theater at the time, and so, you know, Atlanta has a really healthy theater scene, and so I was always sort of chomping my teeth, you know, at that. I was doing Spanish and theater when I was in school, and I don't know. Everybody's story is different, you know. I know one thing is that I decided to believe in myself and believe and understand who I am and what I bring to the table. Even when I love telling the Mimi story, because when I went in as Mimi, I was not the stereotypical Mimi. They would normally cast really petite girls, girls who had more of a multiracial look. And I was coming in, you know, I'm African, my dad's African, my mom's African American. I came in with a different look. I'm a little heavier than some of those girls were. And so I think I just didn't know any better. I didn't think, oh my God, I'm not skinny, or oh my God. I just walked in being the best that I could be, which is why I tell my mango method story. I'm a mango. I'm a mango every day. And some days they might be looking for a banana. Some days they might be looking for a cherry. Some days they might be looking for an orange. I'm going to come in every day and be the flyest mango I can be. So that's what I
Yeah.
try to do. I just bring myself to the table. So
I
I
think
don't
it's
know. Everybody's story is different.
That's true. I think it's interesting too that part of your rejection is also you got the gig, but then for the lack of continuation of it was a way of rejection. I actually know someone who was on Broadway 2 times, and both times she got the message returned back from her that she got to perform on Broadway. Okay, she gets
Hmm.
it. She gets feedback after her contract ends that they were disappointed on what her performance actually was. She was not what she was in the audition room. I'm just
I'm like, kiss my behind.
Oh, she's doing
It's
fine now. She's on
heartbreaking. Yeah,
television, but
of course. It's
and
time for
kicking
her.
butt.
It was something else for her to do out there, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, imagine that. You're thinking, "Oh, my," and then that's the feedback you get from the behind the scenes people on your
Yeah. One
performance.
time
Oof.
I went in for a music video one time, and I left something in the room. This was years ago. I left something in the room, and I came back and I saw on a sheet of paper they wrote pretty face, thick thighs or something like that. I was like, oh, they wrote it up. I do have thick thighs. You know, it wasn't right for that video, but it's been right for everything else. Um, shout out Baby Legs. My friend Zaynab, she called me Baby Legs.
Oh,
But
that's cute.
because Baby Legs is just chunky, juicy
Yeah,
legs.
you say squeeze.
Yeah, I'm like, everybody love Baby Legs. Maybe not that music video, but like some of that rejection is really harsh. You know what I mean? Like people, they're just like, we want tall, skinny girls. That's what we want. You know what I mean? And I'm 5'5", so I'm not bringing tall to the table. I'm bringing
Yeah,
mango. I'm bringing mango to the table. So if
I
y'all
love
want a
that.
mango, y'all can get a mango. If y'all don't want, oh, y'all didn't want a mango today? Okay. I try. That's the part of me that just lets it go. Like, because there's nothing that's gonna make me suddenly have skinny legs or be really tall. Like that's just not gonna happen. So rather than agonizing about, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like I know I will say I'm not a clinical psychologist, so I'll say I know that's easier said than done. But for me, I literally have just chosen to accept who I am. You know, I did this movie a few years back called Funny Valentines. I played the young version of Loretta Devine. And Loretta Devine, she played this woman who had been attacked in her youth. So I was the girl experiencing the attack. And then as an adult, she's dealing with this and avoiding this man in her town and all this stuff. And I have watched Loretta Devine's career. She started on Broadway. She's one of the original Dreamgirls. I have a big old Dreamgirls poster in my kitchen right now as we speak.
Mm.
And I've watched her career, and she's always been a full-figured woman, beautiful, with this sort of light, kind of bubbly voice, you know, that whole thing. And she has been on every show of every decade, every movie. Like, she just keeps working. Like, everything, all the types of people that exist in the world have to be presented in film. So for all the perfect skinny perfect people, they're going to be shorter, thicker people, they're going to be taller, gruffer people. There's going to be different types that are needed. And so I know that when you need this type, I'm going to come in and do the best that I can, but I'm not going to try to squeeze myself into a type that I'm not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Oh, I
so
definitely get that.
seeing Loretta just embrace that, like she just stays working. She's always working. She was just like on Wendy Williams' show like 2 weeks ago or something. Just I love it.
Well, she's beautiful.
Beautiful, super
She's so
talented.
beautiful.
Yes, beautiful, super
Yeah.
talented. Like everything is not, you know, everything is not about being like, the quote, the perfect look. It's just being the perfect you, the perfect individual, you know?
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a really good thing for you to connect with when you're just feeling like crap. I want to
Hmm.
now rewind even to the beginning of this conversation
Oh yeah.
and really attacking the whole idea of you rejecting yourself before you even go into the room.
Yeah.
That is I'm so guilty of this. I get in my head and it's like I want to beat them to the punch as a way to
Yeah.
protect or something.
Yeah. I was talking to one of my really good friends about that. A friend who's actually on Broadway right now. On Broadway right now, and was like had an opportunity to audition for a show, and she was like, I've been singing this one way for a long time, so my voice is not ready to sing that way, but they want me to do it for this audition. But whatever that thing is, it's not happening for a couple of months, right? But the audition is tomorrow. And she was like, my voice is not right, my voice. And I was telling her, your voice is so extraordinary that like your 50% version of your voice is better than most people's 200%. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I was like, you can't beat yourself up because you're not doing like Mariah Carey whistle tones this week. Like, they don't need that on this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was explaining to her, like, in order for me to manage and deal with all the appointments that come through as they come through, when they come through, and deal with the dry spells when it's dry, I let myself remember that this appointment met me on this day at this time, and this is what I'm working with. You know what I mean? If they're looking for whatever they're looking for, I'm a little 10 pounds overweight right now or whatever. This is what I'm working with. So I'm going to not pass up that opportunity because I'm thinking this isn't, you know what I mean? I'm not going to pass up the opportunity. So I was like, wait, so you're going to pass on that audition because you feel like your voice isn't where it needs to be right now? I was like, yeah, don't pass it up. Go ahead and go in. I said, even like a half-assed version of your voice is better than not doing it at all. Take the chance. You get the part, you have 3 months before they even doing the thing to get your voice ready to do the full thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
so you have to kind of keep that in mind. I I try not to do the casting in my head. Whenever I've done that, it doesn't necessarily bode well for me. When you start thinking like, because sometimes I will say, sometimes I'm getting ready to audition for something and I immediately am like, I have a friend who could do this. I'm always casting in my head that way. Like, my friend would be great at this, but I'm like, but I'm gonna give it my shot first. Like, don't
Not
count
take
yourself
away
out.
my shot.
Right. Oh my God. I just saw Hamilton again a couple weeks ago. Me and my sister-in-law went with Nick Chris. Nick Chris was playing George Washington. Killed it.
I'm going to be seeing it for the first time in forever on Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It is so good.
I
I've seen
can't
it
wait.
like 3 times.
I'm going to try to bop to the beat like I'm cool.
Girl, I've
Be
seen
like,
it
yo,
3
yo,
times.
boogie
I've gone
woogie.
standing room. I've had seats. I saw it in Chicago when Wayne Brady was in it. I love it. I love it. That's another example. How about this? Let's use that example. Every time I've seen that show, they've had a different type of Hamilton, right? They've had a different type of Hamilton. And then I Google on the tour, they got different types of Hamilton. And like, you just never know if you might be the one to change their mind. When the week that I had my audition for Wicked, again, about 75 years ago.
Right. Right. Yes. But today's her 120th birthday. But yes.
When I was auditioning for Wicked, I remember that week I had a bunch of other auditions that my agent wanted me to. They were like, it was another time that I was going to fly to New York because I was living in Georgia at the time. And I was like, they wanted me to look at this, look at that. I said, you know what? I have to learn 4 songs for this Wicked thing. I think I should focus on that. And at the time, I think they were kind of thinking I should focus on these other things because it was more stereotypically urban. I was like, I said, no, this Wicked thing, it sits in my voice. I think I should focus on that.
Yeah.
And I pushed away an audition. I cut an audition. Like, I stopped. I was like, either I'm going to learn all 4 of these Wicked songs and kill it, or I'm going to be frazzled and only know like 2 of these songs and 2 of these songs. That other show, I can't remember what it was called. It didn't even happen. And Wicked, I ended up getting cast. I ended up getting hired as a standby. And they went and they did a new makeup test to figure out how they could do it with my brown skin, and it worked out. But rather than like count myself out, like, oh, why would they would not waste their time to look if they didn't think you could be considered for the part. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they're not
I
wasting their
definitely
time.
get that.
They want you to be the part. They don't feel like auditioning all these people. They want you to, every person that comes in the room, they want you to get it. Can you please get it? Because I want a burrito. They want a burrito.
They want a burrito, and you're the mango, and you got to embrace yourself being the mango.
Yes, they ready
It's
to
all
eat.
about food. Yes.
It's all about food. It's all about food. It is about food, honey. And tea, you guys. I'm drinking some nice tension tamer today. It's delicious.
I love that. Tension tamer. That's perfect for audition rejection as a whole. It's funny. I remember being in an audition, I guess 53 years ago, if I was going to be exact, 53 years ago for Wicked, but it was for the dance ensemble. And I remember being in the room doing this dance thing that they do. And the whole time I was thinking very loudly in my head, I don't want to be here. I never want to be ensemble in this show. I don't want to be here. I'm truly not interested. And so when I
Why
was
did you
cut,
go in?
well, because it was wicked. And so I was,
Oh,
so when I was cut, I was grateful because I thought, because I only want to be Alphaba if I ever do that.
I
And my,
see.
my dream's
But
very specific.
they
I
had
want to play,
alphabet cover in the ensemble.
but I don't want to, no.
You don't
And
want to
so
start there. Gotcha.
I didn't want to. And so it was something in my gut. I was just, no, but I do want to be Alphaba. I want to be Alphaba in a community theater that's only on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays for
Oh, you don't
3
want to be alphabet
weekends.
8 times a week?
Nope. No way.
Girl, don't nobody want to be alphabet 8 times a week.
I'm good. I want a social life. I want to pet my cats
Ooh.
and be able to have conversation with my cats.
That's the thing with Broadway. You talking about rejection. You want to know, do you really want, like when you thinking you want to book everything, do you really want to sign up for everything? People
Oh, yeah.
find it hard to imagine that I'm not like jumping at the bit to be in every single Broadway show that comes out. Like Broadway, it's like you don't have
It's
time to
work.
pet. You don't have time to pet your cat. You don't. I mean, like it's very time
It's a
consuming.
job. You miss out on a lot of family celebrations,
Family things, yeah,
holidays.
weddings.
Yes, life. It's a big thing. And
It's a
every
big
single day
commitment.
you have it weighing over your head. Although I think Broadway's amazing, but it's a
Absolutely,
choice.
but it's a
You,
choice.
you have it
Yeah.
weighing over
These
your
nails
head.
are crazy.
Oh, my voice. Ooh, my
I was
voice
just
feels
like,
a
my
little
nails are so
off.
crazy. Yeah, you're like everything you eat, everything you do all throughout
Yeah.
the day, you're thinking about your voice. Like, I
You're
mean,
like a nun.
unless, I mean, and it depends. I knew some people. I knew a girl on Aida tour, the Amneris at the time, the girls playing Amneris. She would go hang out with the crew and drink them under the table and come in the next day and be like, this is a story of my life. Like, I was like,
Some
I could
people
have
are
like
just
a,
blessed.
I could barely have half a beer, and I'm like, like I couldn't. I don't know. That's why I just drink my little tea. I just
Yep.
drink my tea. Um,
What was this flavor? What would you rate this flavor on a scale of 1 to 10 for anybody who's curious?
this tea is very nice. It doesn't even need sweetener. And the bag broke when I put it. It was a bag I put it in, but it broke, so I had to pour. I wasn't going to use a white cup. I had to pour it into a tea strainer to strain the tea out. I wish I had it with me because I usually on my podcast before I go into my talk, I tell everybody what I'm drinking and I read the ingredients and how good it is for you. This is a part of my
Oh,
thing. Yeah, my thing. It's talking about other things that I'm interested in, not just my performing, but talking about health and wellness. I always drop a little tiny bit of health and wellness in there because why not? You know what I mean? Like I think it helps us to keep our lives together by doing something good for yourself every day. So whether it's an Epsom salt bath or a good cup of tea, a nice smoothie. I do smoothies.
mm.
I'm working on a downloadable smoothie recipe book. So
Ooh, I
yeah,
love that.
there's lots of smoothie recipes online, but they don't come with the stories mine come with. So yeah.
do you do you think having all these things outside of just performing that really helps you out with the audition rejection as
It
well?
helps me, yeah, it helps me be happy, honestly. At this point, like even, I recognize that like I do so many self-tape auditions, for example. When I was working on the show In the Dark, it's a show that I shot last year and earlier this year. It's on CW network and now it
Yep,
just
no
went,
big deal.
yeah, it just went to Netflix in July, I think, or August. It went to Netflix.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's on Netflix now, and I'm so excited, right? And while I was there, I'm shooting the show. I'm excited, but you can't relax. You still got to audition because you don't know how long this is gonna last. You know what I mean? I wasn't a series regular, so every episode is just on a case by case basis. So I'm up there. I'm still auditioning. If I'm in DC, I'm still putting audition tapes together. No matter where you go, you're still having to remember that you're gonna have to like, pull your big girl draws up and get ready for an audition. If the opportunity comes through, you don't want to pass it up because you could go months without having calls, you know what I mean, or having auditions. So when they do come, you gotta kind of be ready. So you don't want to talk yourself out of it just because of timing, literally because of timing. Like there might be a day where I'm like, I may have not had an audition. I've had like I haven't this past almost 2 weeks. I didn't really have a lot of auditions, um, and suddenly now I have auditions for tomorrow and Friday, and I was able to relax into, versus like being edgy, like why not, you know, I decided to focus on my online business, focus on my jewelry stuff. I'm gonna be doing earrings, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on my personal businesses, my podcast. I was able to focus on the things that bring me personal joy, so that by the time suddenly they're like, we need an audition, we need it now, then I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, getting hyped up with it just doesn't help you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You just have to like,
Chill.
yeah, for me
Drink
anyway.
drink the Saycon tea.
You gotta drink. You
At
gotta drink that tea.
120 years old. It's her birthday. Wish her happy birthday.
As I'm 100 now, and I don't look a day over 30. Honey, we're just trying to hold it together, honey. Just trying
I
to
love
hold
it.
it together. So
I
yeah.
love it. Well, I'm so happy we got to do this. I actually have something that I like to do on my podcast that I want to do with you. That's just fun.
Okay.
All right. So, have you ever seen those videos where it's 100 questions with, say, Will Smith, and they walk around his big old home and saying, like, what's your favorite
Yes,
color?
yeah.
Da-da-da.
The
So that's
Vogue.
just what
Yeah.
I'm going
They
to
did
do.
one with Lupita. My friend Lupita did one, I think. They do 70 questions. They did the Kardashians. They did, oh my
Yeah.
God, they had the cutest dog, Tigan, Chrissy Teigen. She had the cutest dog. Oh my God. I couldn't even listen to the rest of the questions. By the time she picked up that little schnookle-doodle, I was like, dog
Dog.
is so cute. Oh my God. But yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. So, purple or red?
Purple.
Favorite Disney song?
Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they play all day in the
Okay, that's my favorite Disney princess. So love that choice.
sun.
New Orleans or Las Vegas?
New Orleans all day.
Yeah, I went there a couple years ago. It's so fun.
New Orleans. New
Yeah, did not show
Orleans.
my boobs, but I
Yeah, no,
did get to experience it.
I don't do the popular streets in New Orleans. I do this. I like to go to the places where the people that live there like to go. You know what I mean?
I was
Like
there got into the food. I got into the food. Yes.
the crawfish, baby, all that stuff they like to do down there. I like the New Orleans accent, baby.
Ooh, that was good. That was good.
The men down there, they like, hey, baby, how you doing there? You want some gumbo? I love New Orleans.
I love that.
My mom just got back from there. She's always like, I went down to New Orleans. They're like, Mom, where you going? New Orleans is the best. I love New Orleans.
I love that. Yes. All right. Italian or Chinese food?
Man, I'm I eat so much like fruits and vegetables now. Chinese.
Italian or Greek men?
Oh, I have never dated either, so I don't know.
In your what you've seen in the movies, because that's true.
Was John Travolta was he Italian in that movie?
Oh yeah.
When he was cute and
yeah.
I go with John Travolta.
Oh, on that note, what's your favorite John Travolta movie?
The one he did with Samuel Jackson, Tarantino. They was like Beef Royale. What's that movie?
Oh, yes. It was
Pulp
just on
Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. Yeah, it was
Pulp
just on
Fiction.
TV the other day too.
Yeah.
What?
And he's on
is-
Welcome Back, Carter too. He was a beautiful man, Lord.
I don't know.
Bangs bouncing.
What is what is your favorite thing to do in New York?
I'm a homebody, you guys. I'm a homebody. What's my favorite thing to do? Oh, but I will beat my face, do a circle D through a party in a red carpet, and come right back home. So I like to go to. I mean, when I'm fortunate enough to get to go to like a premiere or something, I do enjoy a premiere. I haven't, slowly but surely, like I've gone to a couple of premieres and made me feel like really snazzy. So go to a movie premiere, I would say. Yeah.
Love that.
That and going to Dumbo. I love the Dumbo area. It's beautiful down there.
It is beautiful. I
I was
totally know
just
that
down there.
area.
Yes, I just posted about it. I was down there with my friend Andrea. What's up, Andrea?
If you would like to see one change, just one, in musical theater sooner than later, what would it be?
Oh, more
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
More money for everybody, more money for the ensemble. And I was talking with one of my castmates in The Secret Life of Bees. I was in a play. I've been doing the TV thing, but I did a musical this summer.
Oh yeah, I cyberstalked. I saw that. Yep.
The Secret Life of Bees, and Mano, who is he's in a play right now. He left us to go do a play. Y'all forgive me. Banga's in the play. Mano's in the play. Anyway, Mano is like really high up in equity and stuff. And we had this girl in the show who's beautiful. She's singing her voice off, Jalen Josie. And I said, there needs to be like, I know like the way that the ensemble contracts are set up. Like if you have a feature, your feature could be like, this extra singing that you do over a song. Like the song, everybody's like, oh, Rio. And you're like, ah, right?
Oh, wait, I want to try that. Hold on. There we go. Nailed it. Hashtag I'm a mango.
Look, if you're like, everybody else is like, oh, Rio, and you got this feature. I believe the contract is like $30. It's like an extra $30 a week for you to be like, oh, and you be like, ah, you could be singing, screaming your voice off, and you got to drink the same tea that the principal's drinking, right? Meanwhile, somebody else who walks in and says, hello, how are you doing, gets the same $30 extra. I think there should be a different classification for a person whose voice is used throughout a show to sweeten the show.
Well, yeah, there's a lot more demand on that person wailing.
I think about my sister Maya when she was the Seasons of Love soloist, and she was in Rent. That she didn't originate that role, but she played that role for a long time on Broadway. And like, you're just the one that's wailing. You're just wailing all throughout random songs. Just, like every time something's happening, they want you to show up and be, and you're getting the same $30 as the guy who's like, hello. You know what I mean? Like, I think there should be some kind of special tier if you are the sweetening of the whole show. Because you could be sweetening the heck out of a show, but not even be a principal. So that's the change I would make.
I love it.
And I told Mano that. Mano was like, we're working on things. And I love Mano. Shout out to Mano. I'm about to find this video, download it, and send it to him so he can be like, Saycon. Okay, and I'm going to go see his show. To Kill a Mockingbird. That's what he's in right now.
Oh, yay.
Yes.
Ooh, yay.
I know. He was like, he didn't want to leave us. He was like originating this role, Secret Life of Bees. And he was like, y'all, I got a Broadway show. Peace. We were like, bye, go get your check. We weren't even mad because we were off Broadway. We were like, go get your check.
Go get your check. All right. And then the very, very last thing that I love to do is your mic drop moment. So this can be on anything with the business, or if you feel that you want to inspire people as we near the end of audition season, and they may not have gigs. There's quite a few people, more people who don't get gigs than people who do get gigs. I'm going to give you 5 seconds, countdown, going in like you're on the television set. All right. And 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello, everyone. I am Saycon Sengbloh, and I'm here to tell you to believe in yourself. Be the flyest version of you that you can be, whether you have a job or not, whether you have a performing job or not. It's no shame to a working actor working in some other place while you wait to get that dream job that you want. Believe in yourself.
Bing! Brought to you by Saycon's 120th birthday. Woohoo! Happy birthday to you!
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Thank you so
Benny
much.
Hill song. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Who's Benny Hill?
I'm really telling on myself. Benny Hill People in the comments, can y'all comment the Benny Hill show? Do y'all remember that show? Benny Hill's like this British comedian, and he did this show. He used to come on late nights in Atlanta. It was like it's a British show. He's a comedian, and he would do all these different skits, and he would be like dirty jokes and never mind. Anybody in the comments, if you know who Benny Hill is, shout out.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know. Seriously.
Funny. The music, they always use that. You know, Benny Hill.
I gotta check it out. Mostly just because of that music. I'm definitely gonna use that with the patient tomorrow.
I don't think any of that stuff would do well in the time of Me Too. I don't think any of that stuff would. I mean, it was like a lot of girls running and.
Oh yeah, not naked. Oh my gosh, Saycon, I am just a forever fan. Thank you so much for coming on. You are you are the shit, if I could say so eloquently. Yes.
I will receive that.
Yes.
And I appreciate you letting me have your voice as well. I'm gonna put this on Saycon Talks as well, and maybe we can do another version, Saycon Talk style, as well.
Yes.
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 So let's stay in touch.
Oh my God. Yes.
Okay.
In touch.
Yes. Like E.T.
phone home.
Yes. Let's stay in touch. So nice meeting you.
So nice meeting you as well. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.